Well, Kevin, thank you. Steph Curry and the Warriors, they're off to their best start since 2022, and they're back in the building where they finished that year being crowned as NBA champions. But this Jason Tatum is not that Jason Tatum. Oh, hey, Deuce. He's putting up MVP-type numbers, and the Celtics offense is firmly the best in the league. And this one might mean just a little bit more, given how things went down in the Paris Olympics. We don't usually coach a rival shots, but we are tonight. Oh, hey, Steve Kerr.
Gold medalist, gold medalist, head coach.
We're counting you down. Celtics Warriors on ESPN.
Welcome to NBA Countdown presented by DoorDash.
We've got some NBA champs squaring off tonight and some champs here in studio. Richard Jefferson, Kendrick Perkins, the one and only Shanae Agumake. I'm Malika Andrews, and I can say that there is nowhere that I would rather be than talking basketball with all of you right now.
Why did all three of us laugh so hard?
I know. We have a clash between two of the best teams in the NBA tonight, so let's get right to it. The Warriors and Celtics have each hit the ground running to start their season, going a combined 13-2 out of the gate, and Golden State has excelled on both ends of the floor. They rank 4th in offensive efficiency, 2nd in defensive efficiency. There's only one other team to rank in the top 4 in both categories. Any guesses? Any guesses?
Cleveland?
It would be the Boston Celtics, who rank 1st in offense. 1st in three-pointers made. They've averaged just under 124 points per game. That's their highest scoring average through the first 8 games of a season in franchise history. And Jason Tatum, he's really led the charge here, averaging 30 points per game, the 4th most in the NBA. And he's often created for himself, too. He leads the NBA in made off-the-dribble three-pointers this season. But I do think we can all safely say we saw the Celtics getting off to Boston. Mike Breen, take it away.
All right, Malika, thank you so much. Welcome, everyone, to Boston, Massachusetts. We've got a sexy early season matchup featuring two teams off to a wonderful start. It's the Warriors and the Celtics. As we welcome you to NBA Courtside, sponsored by DoorDash. Two teams with some finals history, 2 of the elite stars, and Steph Curry's in town. Look, Dad, there he is. Always a special event in his lone visit to Boston, and a chance for the fans to catch a glimpse of this remarkable player. Of course, the Boston Celtics have a pretty remarkable player as well. Jason Tatum and the Celtics. First meeting of the season between these two teams. And good evening, everyone. Along with Jay Billis and Doris Burke, Mike Breen on hand, Katie George with us as well. You've got the Celtics 7-1. You've got the Warriors 6-1. You have Tatum, you have Curry. It's a pretty fun way to spend an evening. Jay, let's start off with Boston. This is a great team, off to a great start, and led by what has become a great player.
Well, Jason Tatum is one of the true superstars in the NBA, and for the world champion Boston Celtics, he leads this team in scoring, rebounding, assists, and steals. He's averaging 30 points a game. That is 4th in the NBA. I don't think there's anybody better in the league at taking on a switch.
And he's got a little extra motivation tonight after his gold medal performance in the Olympics. You think that's going to factor in?
Well, we'll certainly find out with more on that. Let's say hello for the first time to Katie George. Hey, Katie.
Hey, Mike. At this point, the company line is Jason Tatum could care less about facing Steve Kerr tonight. But you know who absolutely loves this meeting? Joe Mazzulla. After Team USA won in Paris and Tatum played sparingly, Mazzulla called Tatum and he said, "Hey, I'm glad this happened to you." He said, "Who are you if everything goes your way all the time?" Mazzulla said he appreciates that Tatum does not overreact emotionally to things. He's intrinsically motivated as a person. That's why he's been so successful in his early career. There's no need for extra motivation here tonight, Mike, given who's on the opposing sidelines.
And Katie, he's off to a terrific start. Meanwhile, the Warriors' Doris off to a terrific start. And of their 7 games, Steph Curry hasn't even played in 3 of them. He's not even their leading scorer.
It's incredible that they're a net positive without Steph Curry. It's never happened in their history, but give Steve Kerr credit. He has leveraged every advantage this roster gives him, and it starts with turning them fast and loose from the three-point line. They play with incredible pace, and they let it rip from 3. They also want to be the top 10 defense they were for a decade, unlike a season ago. And helping that 13 different guys, 10-plus minutes, they keep the pressure on, they turn you over, they look tremendous, and the vibe and the connectedness is there this year.
So who's their leading scorer? One of the new guys, Buddy Hield, in his first year with the Warriors, has been on fire from three-point range. Warriors and Celtics coming up, more courtside as well.
NBA Courtside on ESPN is presented by Dash Pass, your door to all things basketball.
These Celtics are running it back and running it up.
Celtics doing it at an historic rate, shooting the basketball.
I feel like we just picked up from where we left off last year. If you're not the team that's holding the title at the end of the year, you always are trying to get better.
For the Warriors, change has been good.
For Buddy, he shoots the ball.
I think we've really established an identity. Buddy Hield playing amazing.
The baseline dunk. Steph loves it.
Good vibes from East Coast to West Coast.
Tatum step back three.
He is cooking.
Curry a three.
Warriors and Celtics. Now that's a good time.
Time for NBA basketball. The Golden State Warriors, the Boston Celtics on an NBA Wednesday presented by State Farm. What a beautiful night there in Boston. Temperatures today up in the 70s. Of course, where they love their Celtics. But some of them also love number 30 on his lone visit of the season here to the TD Garden. Tonight's starting lineups are delivered by Taco Bell. Trace Jackson Davis starting in center, of course, with Green, Moses Moody, Stephen Curry, and Andrew Wiggins. Brandon Pajemski is out tonight for the Golden State Warriors. Curry, of course, is now back. Meanwhile, for the Boston Celtics, Horford, Tatum, White, Holiday, part of that great starting five. Still no Kristaps Porzingis, obviously not back for a couple of months. Neemias Queta in his second career start for head coach Joe Mazzulla. And Jason Tatum off to a magnificent start, playing against his Olympic coach. That was a big story coming into this one. Jay and Doris about, the fact, and Katie touched upon this in the top, when they announced Steve Kerr's name along with the starting lineups, he heard his boos, and now we move on to basketball, hopefully.
Well, it's okay for the fans to boo a little bit. They like their guy, and they should. But one thing that Steve Kerr's got, they won the gold medal, so every decision is right.
And Kerr actually made it a point today to say Jason Tatum handled that beautifully.
He said all the right things, Mike, and what struck me about the semifinals and the gold medal game was that even the greatest players in the world can feel the pressure that is unique to the Olympics. And you're right, when you win gold, all is forgiven. It's the only thing that matters.
Now both these teams, they have one thing on the agenda, to win an NBA championship. Celtics, of course, one of the favorites this year. And Golden State has been one of the surprises. And they're off to an excellent start. Fans all fired up. This is only the third home game of the season for the Celtics. They're 7-1 start. They're just 2-0 at home. Of course, the one loss of the season for them, that was at Indianapolis. That went in overtime. Meanwhile, the Warriors, their one loss was at home, and that was to the LA Clippers. Let's hope it's not going to be the same thing as the